Hi, congratulations for sticking with me. I hope that this has been really good for you thus far and that you'll enjoy this next module as we go through it. Okay, again we'll just do a short recap of what we've covered over the last two modules. We talked about internal values being the values that are intrinsically a part of who we are. They are embedded in the deepest part of who we are. The external values are the values that others determine are right or wrong for us. And some of these values may coincide with our internal values, but we do need to be the ones to determine that and clarify it for ourselves. The next thing I had you do was begin to narrow down the 7 to 8 key values that are not negotiable for you. And lastly, we began to look at how to identify the driver value in your life. Okay, so let's look at the driver value in more depth. I liken the driver value to a computer driver. The Oxford Dictionary definition for a computer driver is a program that controls the operation of a device such as a printer or a scanner. So I've given the driver value definition as the following. The driver value is the program that motivates your ability to operate and produce to your highest level in your personal and your business life. So here's how I see the driver value working. Your driver value is the one value that gets you out of bed in the morning and energizes you. It totally excites you when you sit and think about it. It keeps you up at night dreaming, scheming and planning, and I've found it follows you on holiday too. It is foundational to the building and the shaping of your life and your business. Your business ideas should be founded on this value because when the tough stuff hits, and it will, this is the value that gives you the focus as to the why you are doing what you are doing. And I have found that once I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, then I really will chew through the tough stuff to get to where I'm going, to get that outcome for the why. My journey around the whole values area was and is, I guess, the outcome of hunting for my passion and my purpose here on earth. And I'm going to make a statement here and say that from my experience, finding my driver value has been the one thing that has actually illuminated and lit my passion and my purpose here on earth. And I do believe that could be the same for you. Let's continue to look at this driver value for you. Have a look at your list. Have a look at your not negotiable list. And see if there's one value there that pops out to you amongst all those other values. Some of the values might be just, I don't know, how you react to situations, priorities in terms of reactions to situations. But there might be one value in there that, like my creativity one, or like wealth, that might just pop out and go, you know what, that underpins all my decisions, all my subconscious decisions. It's just there. And, you know, I know that people see that in me. That is what people see in me. I was talking to a friend the other day and we were talking about driver values, and we were talking about wealth being a driver value, and I realized that I have a friend who has been very involved in his own businesses. He's built numerous businesses and sold them on, but he's also been really involved in at least 2 not-for-profit that I know of, and he's made a massive difference within those organizations in terms of sorting out the finances, making them viable, and just making really wise decisions in terms of growing the income for those organisations in order for them to be able to do good. I've also seen his own giving personally to people who have needed just help in the direst moments of their life, and he just steps up and helps them and doesn't ask for anything back. That to me is somebody who has wealth as a driver value. So I've talked about my driver value being in every conversation and motivating everything I do. This needs to be the same for you. So have a chat to your friends, talk to them, ask them, what is it that keeps popping up in all my conversations? What is it that I don't see that you see? And just keep having those conversations, because seriously, and I know I've said this before, people will see what you don't see. For a moment, I want to talk about a negative driver that can influence us, and that is fear. It can mask your main value driver because fear is a very powerful thing. And I've seen operating in my own life for many years than I even want to admit. Without realizing it, we let fear drive us in terms of being fearful of getting it wrong, being fearful of losing something, losing money, losing an investment, losing friends, losing face. We're fearful sometimes of letting somebody down, and therefore we don't do something. It stops us doing something. We're fearful about what others think. That's actually a huge, powerful one. And we're really fearful of getting it wrong for a number of reasons, and you can probably list them yourself because each one will be personal to each of us. The list goes on, and you'll probably think of some other things that you've let fear take over and control you in. It's really important to note that this does a number of things in our lives. Not only does it mask our main driver value, but it also leaves us often exhausted, and it gives us sleepless nights. We worry a lot when we're fearful. Fear can actually make us feel really reactionary, and be really reactionary even in conversations. We get defensive before we listen to what somebody's saying. It can also prevent you from making wise, considered decisions. With fear, I've learned there's really no fun. Fear drives and covers anything that could be termed fun. There's just a heaviness that hangs over you with it. In a work situation, if fear is a part of that situation, you'll really wake up not wanting to face the day. And seriously, I know this one, and it's horrid. So how does it get there? Well, mostly from what I can see, it comes from external influences that have basically been with us since we were little kids. So why does it stay? Well, in my case, it's usually snuck in, and I've let it stay there by not really recognizing it and naming and shaming it. Once I did do that, and I recognized it, then that really changed a lot for me. So we do need to face the ugly truth that this fear drives us and depowers us, and we need to do the opposite to it. We need to depower it by facing the worst of what can happen if we don't give in to that fear, and make real plans to derail that fear out of our life. And as I said, I'm not a life coach, so I'm not going to give you here a list of ways to do that, but there are a number of tools that you can put into your belt that will really help you to push through that fear barrier and move into where you need to be to grow your business. So hopefully you've learned what are your intrinsic internal not negotiable values. And I'm hoping that you have identified your driver value. But if you haven't, and you're still unsure, take time, don't beat yourself up, and don't give up. Get tenacious about this and go, you know what, I'm going to find out who I am and what drives me, and just keep pushing at it, because seriously, that's what I did, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and why you're listening to what you're listening to, because I got tenacious about it and said, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to find clarity. I'm going to find my purpose. I'm going to find what my life is all about, and I want to see that in you too, that don't give up attitude. Let it come to the surface and push through. I've actually made one of my passwords, which I'm not going to tell you where, but I've got Go Girl in the middle of it. And why I have? Because I want to encourage myself to go for it. So, where to from here? I realise these 3 modules won't have the depth that you're looking for, and you probably want to talk to someone else about it. Absolutely, and go for it if you need to. But I wanted to introduce you to just another route to finding what you're passionate about and what drives you. Because I do believe that if you don't know that, then you won't be happy in your work and your business and probably your personal life. And I say that because I know I haven't been. Thank you for taking the value journey with me. I hope that what you have learned has helped you to take a step further on your journey to creating a great business. Do feel free to check out bizgohow.com and look at our other products. Hopefully they will give you practical ways to take your business from an idea through to a thriving success. I wish you all the very best on your journey. Till next time.